Welcome back. In today's Excel VBA video, we are going to see that how can we change the background color of the fonts using the VB coding through macros. And apart from that, we are also going to see that how can we use the width block in Visual Basic and what is exactly its advantage. So in the previous video, we left off with the properties such as color and color index of the font through which we can use to change the colors of the font, but we have not discussed up till now that how can we change the background color of the font. Okay, so in this video, that's exactly what we are going to do. We are going to see that how can we change the background color of the fonts using the VB coding. So let us start with our discussion. So here what I have is my Excel sheet in which A1 to A10 and B1 to B10 I have some text which is in different colors. Now in the right side of my screen I have VBA opened, which is holding a module known as fonts. This module is holding a sub procedure known as fonts underscore app. That is actually the name of our macro, and this macro is holding some coding. Using this coding, we have already changed the color of the font, but now let's see how can we use this coding to change the color of our background on which the font is written. So let's start. First of all, we got to type the range on which we want to change its background color. So the range that I'm choosing is A1 to A10 first of all. After you have written this, you got to put a dot. Now here what we used up till now was a property called font because we were considering the font thing, but now we are going to choose another property that is known as interior. This interior property helps us to change the background or anything that is interior of a cell. This whole cell is actually accessed using the interior property. So in this video I'm just going to discuss that how can we change the color or manipulate the color using this interior property, but there are many other things which we are going to discuss in the upcoming video lessons. So you got to provide it with a value or a property known as interior. Once you have done this, you can put a tab key, then put a dot. Now when you do that, you can see that these are these range of properties which you can access using interior. And out of these, what we are concerned with is color. Using this color property, we can exactly do what we wanted to do, that is change the color of our interior. So put a tab and you will get this color. Then we know that what values does color accepts in the form of VB blue, VB red and etc. the different colors. So since the range is A1 to A10, we are going to use a yellow background or a yellow color for our interior. So just write VB yellow and press enter. Now once you press F5 from your keyboard or hit this icon to run it, you can see that the background has changed to a yellow color. Similarly, if you want some color else, like say VB magenta, you can just go with that as well. You gotta provide it with a color and hit run. So its color is changed to magenta. So that's one way. What's the another way? The another way is, say you type in range. Now I'm going to use B1 till B10. And in interior, I can use the color index property as well. Okay, that's the color index equals. Just provide it with 1 and see what happens is, okay, I've got this black color. So let's change its color to VB white so that the text is visible like this. And now if we just execute it, then you can see this is how we can use color index property as well to change the color of the background along with the font color as well. It's actually similar to the font color, but instead of font property we gotta use the interior property. So that's how you can apply a solid color. Now what happens if you want to apply a gradient to it? How can you do that? So gradient is actually a different whole topic, but in this video I'm going to show you that how can you apply a predefined gradient to your range of cells. Okay, so suppose I want to provide a gradient to range A1 till A10. Okay, So that's what I've written. Put a dot, provide interior as a property. Again put a dot, then search for a property called pattern. Now pattern is the property that helps you to set a gradient. You put a tab and then you gotta provide it with a pattern name. Now these are also predefined like the VB colors, so we gotta use a specified pattern only, otherwise it would not work. Okay, so the name of the pattern starts with Excel. Then you gotta provide a keyword pattern. Excel pattern is what it prefixes with every pattern, like in the colors it prefixes VB, so Excel pattern. Then I'm going to provide linear gradient. Okay, and once you've done this, you can press enter and hit run. So you can see in A1 to A10 a beautiful linear gradient has been applied. So that's how you can apply linear gradient over your text. So that was about the linear gradient, and instead of linear gradient you can also apply these different patterns, but that's exactly a different topic which relates to the interior property, which could be covered in the upcoming video lessons. Okay, in this video what we are going to cover is the usage of with block. So if you see these lines of code, what is the problem over here is, if I want to access the interior property, interior's color property, then I have to type this whole thing. Again, I want to access the pattern property, which is of again interior, so I again have to type this whole thing to access that pattern property. So that is an overhead. I have to type the same code again and again. So to reduce this thing, what does VB do is provide us with a facility of with block. Using this with block, you can just accumulate all these same properties in a single block. Let us understand. Suppose we want to change the font appearance of our text. Okay, so what can we do is first write with, and what we are going to do is provide it with a common property. Suppose we are considering the font property, so in this the range of the cells is going to be same, this range part is going to be same, dot font part is also going to be same. So this part is common, we can write this common part over here. So what I'm going to do is just copy this part and write it over here, just paste it over here, then press enter and you can use end with. Okay, so that's the with block, and in this with block we can specify any property very easily, and all the properties that we provide would be omitted with this code and still they would work. Okay, so I'm just going to put a tab for proper indentation and then provide it with values. Say I want to change the name of the font, so I put a dot, and once you put a dot you can see that it has access to all those properties which can be only accessed when we have written all these things. So this is a shorthand notation. So I'm going to change its name, so provide it with n, put a tab. The name I'm going to use is say Times New Roman. Okay, then I gotta change its bold status. I'm going to just change its bold to a true. Then I'm going to change its dot size property as well. The size I'm going to set at 50, and then I'm going to change its color as well to something as VB green. Then I also want it to be strike through. Okay, so this is strike through property is also what I'm going to set to true. So let us get rid of all this code like this, and only now we have this with block with us. So to clearly understand its usage, let's just change its fill to none and its color to say black. Okay, now if we just press F8 from our keyboard, what happens is nothing happens. Then first time this is the name. If we press F8 you can see it has changed to Times New Roman. Again we press F8 from our keyboard, its bold status is now set to true. Then again if we press F8, its size is now set to 50, which is massive. Then again we press F8 over here, then its color is set to green now. And the last time we press F8, its strike through status is set to true, and this is what the changes happen to the text. So this is the shorthand way through which you can change the appearance of your text, but remember one thing, the property should be same. So that is all for today's video. Thanks for watching.